Alexa, stop. All right, enough of that fun stuff. So today, you are lucky enough to have ELA with me, Miss Garrett, and I have got a writing lesson for you today. And I think you're really going to like it. Some of you might be familiar with the Hamburger Paragraph writing, but I'm going to go into it in a little more detail with you today. And you can see my really cool illustration. I'm actually really proud of it. So in a Hamburger Paragraph, we've really got three main parts, okay? You've got your introduction or your topic sentence, your supporting details right here in the middle, and then you've got your conclusion or your closing sentence. So what is the Hamburger? The Hamburger Model is a paragraph writing organizer that visually separates the topic sentence, body, and closing sentence. So you know, for a paragraph to be really good, it needs to be concise, it needs to be very clearly written so that your reader isn't confused about what point you're trying to make with your paragraph. So usually in an introduction, we've got 1 to 2 sentences. You begin with a strong hook. You want your audience to really be invested in what you are writing and what they're reading. You want to tell your main idea. What is this paragraph going to be about? Now for your supporting details, we try to have at least 3, and you include evidence and examples that support your main idea. You also can use transitions between details to make your writing flow. So think about those transition words. Then, next, finally. You know, those words that kind of bump you from one part to the next to make your writing flow more smoothly for whoever's reading it. In this case, your teachers. And then your conclusion or your closing sentence. Sum up your main idea. This can also help transition to the next paragraph. Now, today, we're actually only going to be writing 1 paragraph, so you only have to worry about wrapping up your paragraph or your thoughts. Now, on your class kick, you will notice that we have an I can statement. So when you guys get done with this lesson, watching my lesson and then watching my thinking through my own paragraph, you'll be able to write a narrative paragraph about life events. Now you'll notice in your class kick that I have an anchor chart very similar to this one in there for you to reference. And then on the next page, it goes into a little bit more detail about each section, just so you've got that right there written for you. So and it says the topic sentence, or the main idea of the paragraph, is where a hook can be used. Remember, a strong hook. You want your reader to be engaged. So if I'm thinking about an event in my life, let's see, so I'm stuck at home. But even though I'm stuck at home, I'm still doing lots of cool things. I mean, Lily is 7. She keeps me on my toes. But Mariella is 2. So she keeps me even more on my toes than Lily does. And Lily has her own schoolwork and stuff like that to focus on. But Mariella, she's a very typical 2-year-old. And she's into everything. And she doesn't really stay occupied very long. And I'm constantly having to think of things for her to do and stay engaged instead of just, sitting in front of the TV or something like that. So I come up with a lot of ideas of activities that we can do together, the 3 of us. So one thing that we did today that I'd like to write about, this is what I'm going to focus my paragraph on, is we actually wrote cards for the patients who are in the rehab part of the hospital. Because I was thinking to myself, I know that a lot of people right now can't get visitors. If you have family who are at the hospital, or if you've got family who live in a nursing home or an assisted living, it's much more, I don't know, just not as relaxed trying to go see them. A lot of those places have restrictions where families can't come and see them right now. So you've got some lonely people. So we decided that we would make cards for all of the patients at the rehab facility at the hospital. So that's going to be my hook, okay? So I'm going to just jot down my thoughts, similar to what Miss Whitford did when she was she was writing her, what was it that she wrote? She wrote the experiences from 2 different points of view. So similar to that, I'm going to be writing right here too. So something that happened to me lately, something that's happened in my life lately, that would be making the cards. So how do I want to hook? Let's see. So I want to tell who was involved, what we were doing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my daughters and I made cards for the patients in rehab at the hospital. Okay, so that leads you into what I'm going to be talking about. Now, I know you want to know more about that, right? Because we didn't just sit here and write, get well soon. Oh, sorry. That's my dishwasher making that awful noise. It'll stop in a minute. And now you want to know more about our cards, about what we did, right? So now this is where we get into our details or our body, okay, our supporting details. So I'm going to give you just a few details. Lily did an awesome job and loved feeling like she was helping people feel connected. So that's a good sentence because it tells you how Lily was feeling and it tells you about the kind of job that she did on her cards. Now, Mariella. All right, so Mariella scribbled for the most part and wasn't too interested. Yep, that's the truth. That's pretty much what happened there. Now, let's think about me for a minute. So for my last supporting detail, I'm going to write about myself. So I made sure to put my personal touch on each card. Now, my closing. So I want to sum up, I want to wrap up everything that I've written so far. So let me think, and I'm going to end it, I want to end it strong. We loved making cards for the patients at the rehab facility because we do not want them to feel lonely. All right, so now what I can do is I can go back through and I can read through my whole paragraph and make sure that I'm happy with it. I can make any edits that I need to. If I feel like there's a detail that I've left out, I can certainly add it. We don't have to strictly follow just the 3 supporting details. There may be some instances where you have more details that you'd like to share with us before your closing sentence or your conclusion. So that's kind of up to you guys. You don't have to specifically give us 3. But what I'd like for you to do on your class kick is you can use the lines that are provided to write your own paragraph about something that has happened in your life, some life event that's happened to you recently. And I know that many of you probably have not left the house very much, and that's okay, because I was able to write about something that we did right here in this very house, and we're actually going to mail those letters on probably Monday. So pretty cool, and it's pretty easy to write about something that has happened to you. So I'm really looking forward to reading these. I know that Miss York and Miss Blair and Miss Whitford are too. So get to it, and we can't wait to read them.